Okay, so Kanye West, 10-year Gap deal. We are excited to welcome Kanye back into the Gap family as a creative visionary, building on the aesthetic and success of his Yeezy brand and together defining a next level retail partnership. End quote. New quote. Yeezy brings street cred to the Gap. End quote. People buy into these luxury brands to, make themselves stand out from others. I have this, you don't have that type of behavior. You can't sit with us. Kanye West, I love the shit he says sometimes. He also says this: exclusivity is the new N word because nothing should be exclusive. Everyone should have an opportunity to drink from the same fountain. End quote. New quote. It was a futile argument for me to say, hey, everyone should get behind me so I can make another $5,000 jacket that you can't afford. It's insane. End quote. You know what I mean? Here's the jacket he's talking about. He has the machine behind him now, right? The Gap behind him. But in his quote, he was saying that he was making jackets for $5,000. But now he has a machine behind him. He doesn't have to charge $5,000 for a jacket anymore. What I'm asking you is the material different? Like, why is he able to now charge less than $5,000 than he was before? Because he was saying that. Why is anybody gonna back me to, you know what I mean? To make another $5,000 jacket?
Yeah.
What I'm asking is is the quality of the material now a lesser quality because the jacket's only $2?
No, when you have a machine behind you like that, they can be the source of the product. When you have trying to create your own machine, you're typically buying from a secondary source, either somebody who makes the clothes for you or somebody who makes the materials. But when you're the machine itself, you make the materials yourself. You own those companies. You own it from farm to table, pretty much. So it saves you a lot of money. And when you buy things in the quantities that these guys do, because they'll buy materials for multiple products and just use them and cut them up to the way that they want. So when they do that, then it cuts costs as well. So that's why they're able to make things. That's why Walmart can sell you things and only have a profit margin of like 10% or 11%.
So do you think that the level of the quality of the fabric, the material, will be the same as the $200 jacket versus the $5,000 jacket? Do you think the quality of the material will be the same?
Well, I'm thinking if they're making it in mass and they're making it in factory versus a $5,000 jacket. The $5,000 jacket, I'm assuming, is made probably handmade, probably with more care. Probably the materials are really sourced out. So obviously it's going to be a different level of material. Yeah.
Yeah. So no.
Yeah. So it's possible. It depends on who you are, though, because Gucci is a big brand. Gucci is a huge brand. They're a machine. They do it the same way that all these other companies do it, but they do it at a level where it might take longer to produce the product. The quality's still the same, but they make it in mass, and they can do it like that too. So it depends on what company you're talking about.
So why do you think he would take this deal?
It's good for him, and it's good for the Gap.
Oh, it's great for the Gap, but why
it's good for him because Kanye has been wanting to create his own clothing line, have his own thing going, where he has complete control over it for a long time. And as much as people may think that's Yeezy, I'm pretty sure he didn't go into that deal with as much creative control as this deal probably allowed him, with the leverage that he had having the Yeezy deal behind him already. So he probably has a lot more control in this and a lot more say. And the jacket that you showed earlier is a pretty good example of that.
Would you wear that jacket?
Where?
Well, certainly not to the beach where you're at right now. But would you?
I mean, it's too warm where I'm right now.
But would you wear the jacket just anywhere?
No, me personally, that's not my style. That's definitely not. But Yeezy's never been my style. It's not my thing.
I just remember when the Gap was like really for white people. I just remember that. Right. Like Gap was like. I'm not saying that like I rock some stuff from the Gap. They got some nice clothes, but I just remember that. I even from Seinfeld, which was like 1996, even they referenced the Gap as like just where white people go to shop. And then in comes Yeezy, and then even that quote from one of the representatives of the Gap was saying Yeezy is going to give the Gap street cred. Now, what does that say to you, street cred? What does that tell you? If I'm telling you that I think, and I could be wrong on this, but if I'm telling you that I think the Gap is really for white people, and then this guy who represents the Gap says Yeezy is going to give the Gap street cred, what does that tell you? Who are they targeting?
I mean, you can't be asking me that question. You got to be asking.
I'm asking you. Who are they targeting?
You got to be asking me something slower. You answered your own question in the question, man.
Niggas.
Like you answered the question.
Niggas. So I guess what I'm trying to say is this. You know when Jay, well, he doesn't own it anymore. Jay had Tidal, right? And Tidal was giving the artists a bigger percentage. They can make more money on Tidal if they gave Jay the exclusive. I don't know if it was for the entire, lifespan of the project, if it was just like maybe a 2-week window, whatever. Jay was saying, yo, bring the project to Tidal. You make more money. Oh, by the way, guess what? We're the same skin color. It's all black over here. Like, let's get it together, right? Artists didn't want to do that shit. They're like, fuck that. I'm putting it on Apple. I'll take my less than a penny, per stream. I'm all good for it. Reason I say all this shit is if the Gap was again, I could be wrong, but if the Gap was really for white people, right? And then now the Gap says Yeezy's gonna bring street cred, gonna bring the niggas, and we all know Kanye has a great track record of selling product, black, white people, you name it, he can sell it to them. But if Yeezy's gonna bring the street cred, if Yeezy's gonna bring the niggas, why couldn't Yeezy, like the artists who Jay tried to get the Tidal, a black-owned company, why couldn't Yeezy bring this to another black-owned company and bring the niggas to the niggas? Why couldn't he do that?
I mean, I don't know, man. You're asking some questions I don't have the answers to. Like, why wouldn't he do that? I don't know. That's a question for Kanye, really. You know what I mean? Fuck. He's doing. Sorry, he's doing the deal that gave him the opportunity that he needed.
He's doing the deal that makes sense for him.
Yeah, like that. He's doing the deal that gave him the cash that he wanted and the freedom that he needed. So, like, I don't know. If I had a choice of waiting 5 more years before somebody else had the deal that I needed with the machine that he needs behind him to create what he wants to create, I'm not waiting. I'm doing it right now if somebody comes to me with the proper deal.
I can't remember the basketball player. He was coming straight out of high school. He got a scholarship, whatever. He could play ball wherever he wanted. And he was like, most of the times when you get that type of scholarship and you can go play college ball, you're not going to go to like an HBCU, right? You're not going to go to a historically black college or university. But this one basketball player was like, I'm going there. I'm taking the money there. And then he was like, oh, guess what? By the way, we could all do that. So the money stays with us and we could do whatever we want with it. I'm just saying. Niggas.
I get it, but what you're talking about doesn't make any sense, bro. You're not talking, okay, great, it's black owned and contribute to your own people, but this is business, bro. And business is about doing, one, what can benefit you the most, what is financially makes sense to you, and something that can make you, if it's something that can make a dream for you come true or make you do it in a way that you want to do it and have that thing, take the fucking deal. I don't care if you're black, white, if you're from Mercury, Mars, Pluto. You know what I mean? This is what I want to do, and you're providing me with that. So I'm getting something from the deal as well. And I understand what you're saying. Yes, the Gap is pretty much saying we need black people to shop here, so let's get a black artist. And they got Kanye West. I get it, especially with the MAGA hat and all the things that he's been doing. But at the end of the day, any businessman who wants to accomplish what he wants to accomplish is going to take the deal.
Yeah, I get it. But the thing about it is, and the reason why I understand what you're saying, and the reason why it still doesn't make sense is because these predominantly, white-owned companies are always going to be able to give you the better offer. Always going to be able to do that. And you know why? Because we keep going there. We keep giving them the ideas. We keep giving them the style. We keep giving them the music. We don't give it to the... So if we kept feeding our own machine and we started leveling out the playing ground, well, now guess what? You don't have to go over there. You don't have to do that. But they're always going to have the leg up because we keep giving them everything. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, they built it up. They had the resources to build it up and establish something that was larger before we did. That's just how they had a head start to the game. So,
all right.
And right now, somebody has. Unfortunately, the case is what it is. And if you're a black-owned business, you have to catch up. You have to be on that level, or have that product, or have that something that makes somebody want to invest in you. That makes somebody want to put that behind
I totally agree with. But the head start thing, the catching up thing, if you have an opportunity to help that black-owned business catch up, yo, Kanye, people are just going to follow Kanye West. Kanye can sell some shit out of his trunk. They're going to buy it. Who are we kidding? And I understand. I don't want to sound like I'm ignorant to the fact. Great for him. Awesome for him. Great deal. All I'm saying is you have an opportunity to do something that will help people who look like you. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. And you can't deny that.
I mean, yeah, but it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
But all right, maybe I think you got like heat stroke. He could. You got heat stroke. You need to go inside. It's too hot outside.
It's not no heat. It's hot. It's hot here, but it's not no. I'm telling you, it's not no heat. What you're saying doesn't make any sense, man. I get it. Yes, you can contribute and you can help, but who's to say that he doesn't take this deal and do something else with it?
Isn't this a 10-year deal, man?
It's a 10-year deal. It's a 10-year deal. But you can say that about a lot of people.
Yeah, all right, so great. Let's go make this massive conglomerate, this huge company, even bigger. Right?
Who's to say he doesn't branch off and own his own thing? That's black owned then.
He could have been done that.
Let's just say that he doesn't, in his wing of the Gap, start hiring black people. It's all black run. He could do that.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
There's other things that can be done.
100%. But what I'm saying though is now you're just bringing a bunch of niggas. I gotta stop saying that.
No, you can't do that. That's a horrible argument.
No, what I'm saying though is now you're just, and let me say this: everybody needs a job. Like, you should work. Everybody needs a job, especially now. But now he's just bringing a bunch of black people to go work for a bunch of white people.
It's a sector of the Gap, yeah. So yeah, the Gap is going to be the larger company in it at the end of the day, if you want to look at it like that.
How else is there to look at it? That's what it is.
If you're working, it's just like any other company. If you're working for your own sector, it's literally its own sector. Yes, you're overseen by somebody, but like I said,
sounds like the plantation to me.
This is a deal where I guarantee you, Kanye went into the deal because he felt like it was something where he had that freedom. And trust me, it's Kanye levels now, so the lawyers were involved. It's all in his favor, I guarantee you.
Yes, I love it. The word, your choice of words. His, him, benefit, him.
Wants to do with it. Yeah, your suggestions are great, but at the end of the day, it's whatever he wants to do with it. It's his thing.
Yeah, again, more him. Viewing public, what are your thoughts here? Especially my Africatan people. You shopping at the Gap? You go into the Gap to get the Yeezy? You gonna cop this bad boy? If you're gonna be putting shit out like that, you're better off working for the Gap, straight up. But leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Look at me talking my shit with my H&M on. And adeuces.